One thing no one foresaw was the rebellion of a number of young people today against the establishment. An establishment represented by their elders, as well as institutions like the Newz.
Anyone who is working for the Detroit News is very much inside the establishment, and they're trying to write and relate to people who are really entirely outside of the establishment, and they can't do that.
To reach across the gap, the Newz has been angling many of its stories directly at Detroit's youth. The editor of the feature department makes a special point of it.
A newspaper of the future is in its youth and in its youthful readers. And if we don't get the young reader to have respect for us and read us, then we stand a chance of not getting them when he is more along in years. It seems to me that in this world, which today is so big and so complex and so exciting, that the role of the feature department, I really think, probably has its greatest challenge that it's ever had in the history of the newspaper business. Features once just used to be those things that you found in the back of the newspaper. But today, features really are the extras of the newspaper. And a newspaper's role with TV and with the way that communications go, it has more to do and a greater responsibility than just to present last night's news.
What we try to do is present a magazine that is viable. When we printed this story here, there was a great deal of discussion among the editors exactly where should we crop this picture. And we cropped it where you see we cropped it, her behind Ed show. Now we expected a large reaction from this. We got one phone call from a creaky elderly lady, and she said she liked the article very much, but did we have to print those pictures? We say to a guy like that, this is life. This is where it's at. We think most people want to know what their kids are doing. We did not take sides in this matter. We merely presented it. This picture is on view downtown in Detroit. Your kids can pay $4 or $5 and go and see it. Wouldn't you like to know what's in the movie? And she had to agree. She would like to know it. Because it appears in the news, it should not have a cloak over it any more than the television set should have a shade on it when certain things come across that you may not want to see, but which may be vital to your understanding of what the life is in this world.
Another unforeseen event was the rise in street crime in the inner city. Unfortunately, the black community reacted to a news campaign to cut down on the crime as criticism of blacks. It led to a short-lived boycott of the paper. Today, black opinion has improved, but news columnist June Brown sometimes gets an earful when she goes after an interview for a story.
Gertie, you know, I'm writing this column for the Detroit News, so I want to know what my friends are thinking about the Detroit News. Do you take the...
Me personally, just my friends.
I want to know what you personally think. Do you take the Daily News?
No, I don't take it anymore. I just take it now on Sunday. Remember this crime back there? They had this big article in the paper about, they would have about 20 black and 2 white.
You mean that crime in the street?
Yeah, the crime in the street.
Yeah.
And nobody done no crime but the black people.
According to
the news.
Yeah.
And I didn't like that. So I feel like they're little phony. Well, that was my personal opinion about it. You know, then my customers too, they call me up and tell me, you taking the news? Well, stop. They read the paper.
So you stop.
And I decided that I would tell everybody else the same thing, you know.
Uh-huh. What do you think? What could the news do to make you buy it again?
Tell it like it is.
One way the news is telling it like it is by recognizing black achievement. Here, it sponsors an award crediting a community leader with keeping things cool during a hot summer.
Now, first of all, I'd like to thank the Detroit News for making this award possible. It's an award for police citizen. It's a police citizen award in recognition of outstanding contribution to police citizen cooperation and understanding to Reverend Isaiah Patterson.
We have thousands of good, substantial, decent, well-established Negro citizens who are working as hard as anyone else to try and make it a good town, and they and the similar-thinking white citizens are going to do it.
When you get right down to it, black people and white people want basically the same things. Blacks merely want to be treated like human beings, you know, like everyone else, just like an American, no more, no less. And I think any group or any agency or any institution that does that is going to have support in the black community.